Good morning, welcome to Pecan Corner. I'm Tina and today I'm making pumpkin leather. In another video I cut up and cooked what they call a fairy tale pumpkin, one of those really pretty that look like Cinderella's coach. And I made pumpkin soup with part of it, and then later I'll do something with the seeds. I'm going to save some to plant, but I'm also going to roast some. But the rest of it I'm going to turn into pumpkin leather, and just like you make the fruit leathers in my dehydrator. So I've got all my pumpkin drained here, and I stored it in the fridge last night. And now for every 4 cups of pumpkin, I'm going to add half a cup of honey. And what I have here is 8 cups of pumpkin. So you can add. You're going to need to adjust the honey to your own taste. I have bees, and this last fall I was able to rob them, so I actually have my own honey now. So I'm using up the last of store-bought honey. I normally buy only local honey, but I wanted the little bear, so I bought a container in Big Lots so that I could get the little bear. So this is about a cupful in here. We're going to let that drain out while we do our spices here. I'm going to add a teaspoon of cinnamon, whatever your favorite cinnamon is. Half a teaspoon of allspice. Maybe not half a teaspoon, 1/4 teaspoon of allspice. Well, maybe a half a teaspoon since it's this much. Okay. Just a dash of cloves. Too much cloves is not good, so just a little dash of cloves. I love nutmeg, so I'm going to use a lot of nutmeg. Years ago I bought whole nutmegs in this little container, and since then I buy them and then I put them back into this container, so it's just such a handy way to keep them. And there's nothing like fresh grated nutmeg. If you've never used it, you definitely want to. That's a bandwagon you want to get on, because wow, it's just even the difference between fresh ground black pepper isn't as extensive as the difference in fresh ground nutmeg. And get your little nutmeg grater and just keep it on hand, and it's just easy peasy. Okay. Now then, let's see if that's coming along. Okay. Alright, we're going to let the rest of that just drain into that. Out of the way here. And just going to mix this all up together very nicely. It's going to take me a little while to get this done, so I'm going to turn this off, and I'll come back when I'm done. Okay, now I'm ready to put it on my trays. If you don't have a dehydrator, we used to do this outside. Just cover regular cookie sheets with plastic wrap and do it on those. It helps if you have some screens you can lay across to keep bugs out of them. I did end up adding a teaspoon of vanilla to this mix. I decided it would taste good. Now what I'm using is just any kind of clear wrap. I do have the Teflon liners, but I want to be able to easily roll this up, and so I don't want to use those for it right now. To hold this until I get it on, I'm going to tuck it under the edges of my sheets here, and then afterwards I will pick it up and turn it up so that it won't hang down and interfere with the airflow. I'm going to use 1 cup of puree. And your sweetener, you're going to have to adjust your sweetener to your own taste, depending on how sweet your squash or your pumpkin is. This particular pumpkin, these Cinderella pumpkins or fairy tale pumpkins, this one was very, very sweet and has a lovely, delicious flavor. But some of them may not be so sweet. The other thing to remember is when you dehydrate this, you're going to concentrate those flavors. So you don't want to have it too sweet, and you certainly don't want to overdo your spice, because all of that will get concentrated when it's dried. So just spread it out a little bit. I like to get it pretty thin, maybe about an 1/8 of an inch thick. And as you can see, I have this specialized implement to use for it. But this is good because it gets it pretty smooth. Alright. And there you have it. Now I'm going to take this back to the dehydrator, and I'm going to run it until it's to my satisfaction. It needs to be really dry and not crunchy, but that's the reason they call it leather. You need to have most of the moisture out of it. Alright, I'll be back when, before I do that, I'm going to tuck these up, because these might come undone in there and they might hang down. See, if they hung down like that, they'd interfere with the air moving around. So I'm just going to tuck it up here and stick it to itself so that it's out of the way. And there we go. Alright, and I'll be back and show you what our finished product looks like. Alrighty, we're all done. 10 hours at 140 degrees, and you can see this. Then all you do is just unfold the edges of the plastic wrap. Make sure it's completely dry, and then I fold that top long edge over, and then just start rolling it up, and it just rolls right off of there. There we go. There's one last one. And you place it see, that's a little bit moist still. So this one, I'm going to have to store this one in the refrigerator and eat it first, because it didn't, that one edge did, or either that or take this edge off, because that edge, this little top edge here, got folded over and kept it from dehydrating. So I'm going to put it, I've got a couple of them over here that are that way. I'm going to put it in with those. Alright, now then, that's it. This is what that whole huge pumpkin turned into, was this very small, lightweight, I don't know how much that pumpkin weighed, but it was probably a good 10 pounds. And let's just see what it came out to when we got rid of all of the moisture. Is that? Well, okay, I set it on there too soon. I can't weigh it right now. Anyway, this is less than a pound of weight. So if you were going backpacking, that's a lot of nutrition. It's a lot of nutrition with hardly any weight available, and then it's a good snack too. So I'll be I've already done the pumpkin soup, and I did the video on preparing the pumpkin to start with, and then the next one will be roasting the pumpkin seeds so that we can eat them up. All right, thanks for stopping by my kitchen. I hope you'll give us a thumbs up and please subscribe.